All right, folks, welcome back to another episode of Nasty Addiction Garage. How many of you are tired of listening to the old analog radios in your old classic MR2s? Or, and if you have changed it, you have been trying to figure out what radio to use on your Toyota MR2. But guess what? You don't have to look any further. We have a sponsor of today's video, Atoto. So Atoto is a company that makes double-din Android radios. They were kind enough to send us a unit. They wanted us to try out a unit. Us tell them what we think about their unit and let them know how it goes. So I agreed to go ahead and install it in a Toyota MR2. So what they sent us were a few different things. So let's go around and talk about it a little bit before we start installing. All right, guys, we have here the Atoto A6 Performance. Also included the Android wireless media CarPlay adapter. So Atoto, good job with that. Besides the camera, the rear view camera, this kind of comes with everything, despite the side brackets that I decided to pick up myself, which so we're gonna go ahead and open this box. We're gonna see what it comes with. I have, something that lets you know about the assembly guide. We have a couple other pieces of paper, some warnings, some manuals. We also have the A6 Performance manual, which is always good to have. They also have QR codes to help you guys use it with different languages. Moving forward, there's this one little piece here, which is kind of interesting because a lot of car radios don't bring this anymore. This is an adapter bracket that goes over the face of the radio, just to make it actually really cool to have, because that gap can be really annoying, especially with us MR2 owners. Having that little gap makes a big difference, and this piece here definitely helps that and kind of seals that little section around. So I think this is pretty good to have. Or it looks like they include a whole bunch of brackets here. It looks about 2 brackets or 4 brackets. Moving forward, they have a microphone. So this is one thing probably I'm not a huge fan of. Our microphones or external microphones, they include the speaker wire or the speaker modules for you. Now that I got the head unit out, what I did is went forward and plugged everything that we're going to be actually using. But moving forward, we have things right here. These are all the generic speaker wires. We have here is the GPS antenna, which I am a huge fan of. GPS antennas are great. We have multiple hookups down here in case we wanted to run speakers with an external amp. These are even great because guess what? You don't have to go buy these guys. These are perfect. You have them and that is it. Lastly, here we have 2 different little wires here. We have a yellow, and the yellow here itself is for the power to the camera, and we have a parking brake. So moving forward, we're going to go ahead and show you guys the screen. So guys, one thing that I do like, now that we're moving on to the screen, one thing that I do like about it is that it does have buttons. I am a big fan about buttons, especially volume control. I don't like to touch the screen to change my volume. I got fat fingers, so you know, I got really fat fingers. So it's really hard to touch things when you have fat fingers. The car, so I'm a big fan about that. But remember this little piece here that I was talking to you guys about? What it does, it actually fills in the spot for your radio. So check this out. It actually makes the radio din kind of complete. So Atoto also sent us out a backup camera. This is the license plate one. I'm not a huge fan of the license plate mounted like these rear view cameras, just because sometimes they look kind of cheap just sitting there over your license plate. A little box that you connect with a couple connectors here. All the connectors come with it to allow you to hook up to a wireless CarPlay. Jump into the installation, guys, and let's go. So one of my favorite things about this radio is that what you guys just seen right now, it literally boasts a 2-second startup time. You've seen from the time that I turned the key to the time that the screen popped up, and it's ready to go. My second favorite thing about this radio is probably the rear view camera. This rear view camera, I like it because it's kind of like an on-demand camera. It's a 720 camera, so it's got a little graininess, but I think by far it is really good for what you're paying for in this package, as far as a budget radio that also has Android and Apple CarPlay. I do like also is the fact that you have things like YouTube. One thing is this is really useful for when you have a young one that really wants to hang out with you and you really want to have garage time, and you guys can both kind of be in the garage together, and it's kind of a good bonding experience. As far as sounds really well. Another key feature that I wanted to point out is that it does have steering wheel controls. This, unfortunately, is not something we can use or I will be using, but people who have a car of the year that allows these things, I think this is a great feature. This supports a second Bluetooth device. So if there are two people inside the car with two different types of music, you guys can actually sync them both. It doesn't matter if one is Apple and one is Android, this can connect both. And I think that is a very, very good thing to have, just because it really does help, because not everybody has the same type of music, and I think those features are wonderful. Another helpful feature in the car field or in the car world is this Torque OBD Check app. I think this app here is probably one of the best features and one of the features that caught my eye when it came down to this radio. Just because this is a OBD2 plug-based data logger, I guess, for your car. A lot of times this comes in handy when you are trying to figure out things with your car. This here is probably like one of the best things for a car guy, just because the car guy really enjoys this feature on their car, being able to watch everything in real life time and what's going on with your car here on the radio in the cabin. I think is the best thing ever. One last feature I want to talk about is the TPS sensors. What I like is this radio actually allows you to go ahead and check TPS sensors. So Atoto also sells a TPS sensor for your tire pressures separately, that allows you to go ahead and measure your tire pressures in the car. And again, guys, I like stressing this in the car thing because you don't have to get out. You don't have to get out. You don't have to check anything with no little tire pressure gauge or anything like that. So I think this is a really, really good feature, and it also kind of brings the car to a modern time, and I really, really enjoy it. The Atoto A6 Performance has a lot of features that a lot of radios that you would pay more money for don't have. These were just some key features that I did explain in this video. There are so many more to go over. I could only encourage you to go out and buy the radio and check it out yourself. I think you will not be disappointed. I think the radio itself, I give it a 8.5 out of 10. There are a couple things that could be changed. I think the rear view camera should be maybe a 1080p camera, just to complement the screen on the radio and how the performance of the radio acts. I think the radio in itself is probably the best radio you can buy for the money, especially for something you're going to use as a daily driver, a commuter, something. These features need to be used. Android CarPlay, wireless Android CarPlay on a radio like that for the cost that you're going to be using it more often than what the cost of the radio is going to be. So I think by far, guys, Atoto did a great job with this radio. The A6 Performance radio is probably the best budget radio you can buy. So go out there and check it out. I'm going to have links down below. We'll have some coupon codes down below. So make sure you guys check it out. And enjoy the radio, guys. If you guys install it, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys leave a comment down below. And if you guys already installed it on your radio, please let me know. Let me know what you like and what you don't like about the radio, because I would love to know your aspects on it, guys. So until next time, guys, take care of yourselves and each other. Remember, like, share, subscribe. Peace.